Hello? 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 I think we're live here. Let me just check on something really quick. Yeah, I just want to wait for myself to pop up. Let's see. The Pro, as you well know. Oh, I think we just showed up. Yes, there we are. Okay. Oh, welcome on in, gentlemen. It is time to continue the 2004 season mode. I know it is at a bit of a different time than what I'm used to, but I just, felt like running it right now. Yes, my God, it is here. It is time. The time is now. This is the biggest race of the season, gentlemen. It has been the biggest race of the season every time these past few races. Jimmy McMurray leads your points, followed by Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kurt Busch, Mark Martin, Casey Kane, Dale Jarrett, Stewart, Kenseth, Johnson, Waltrip, and then us. We sit 54 points out of the chase at the moment. Of course, it's either top 10 or within 400 points. So I think the plan is just to win every other race. I think that would be a good way to guarantee ourselves into the chase. Mikey and Jimmy Johnson are going to be our biggest competition, as well as Kenseth, him being only 10 points clear ahead of Johnson. So let's go ahead and hop over into NR2003 here. My God, my goodness. Welcome to Michigan, gentlemen. These are the settings we're going to run. 100 laps, of course, 50% length, 42 AI opponents on 98 difficulty, all the usual stuff, no assists. Yeah, I'm here. I said I don't care what time it is, it's time to do this thing. So maybe some people won't be happy about me streaming a bit later in the day, but you know what? I need to get this race in. So let's go ahead and get out for a bit of practice here. It is 90 degrees on the track at the moment, so a little bit toasty out there.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
I think part of the reason I wanted to stream later is it has just been so hot, like in my room with my computer, my setup running with the wheel. Like, I just had to wait for it to be a bit cooler here in the evening. It's been brutal for me trying to do some racing, and I just haven't been feeling it. So waiting for the air to cool down a little bit. I got my fan blasting on me, and hopefully that'll help me out here. I appreciate you guys being here nonetheless. Hopefully everything sounds and looks okay. We're going to get a few practice laps in. Of course, in real life, Greg Biffle actually won this race. I don't know if he's won a race in our season mode yet. Have to check on that. But as you see, we have pretty good speed here. 201 as we dive it down into turn 1. Just going to have to be super careful, making sure that it doesn't get too tight through and off the corners, as the thing does tend to get snug as the run goes on. I did quite a bit of practicing for this one, as I really need to put in a good result. And as we know, we got some beef to settle with Michael Waltrip, so if we see him out here, we're going to be gunning for him. Yes, the Biff got the win at Michigan. Alright, so we're going to go straight up to number 1 there on our first lap. We'll have to see how we stack up. So we're hitting the limiter there, diving it off into 1. It's just about hitting it at the top end. Pretty perfect gearing. Take a look at the setup in a second. The audio is super delayed from the video. Hold on a second. Can anybody else confirm or deny this? It looks good to me. I'm gonna let it run for a second. Let me see if I'm dropping any frames or anything. Looks good on my end. You'll have to let me know if anybody else is having that issue, because I'll have to sort that out. I've never had a delay like that before, really. The audio is super delayed from the video. I wouldn't even know how to fix that, so I hope that's not true. I appreciate you letting me know, though. Cleveland Browns did well in the first round. Yeah, I assume most of y'all been watching the draft tonight. Of course, pretty much expected with a lot of the top picks. Burrow, of course, going to Cincinnati. The audio is good. Alright, Mark. Good looking out, man. I appreciate you. I thank you for letting me know if something's going wrong, though, because I have really no way of watching with my current setup.
Still there.
Found out something. Oh, you refreshed and it fixed? Alright, all good. Hey, I don't mind it, because like I said, I have really no way of telling, because I have the chat and like Streamlabs open on my laptop, and I can't also see the stream, and it's very distracting to me to watch myself driving in the corner of my eye. I can read chat just fine, but I hate seeing myself driving. Grill tape in NR2003 makes your car faster, but it makes the life of the engine shorter. Yeah, so what that's going to do is it's going to have your car have less drag, so it'll be faster in a straight line the more grill tape you have. And it's going to give you a bit more front downforce, which makes your front end turn a bit better in the turns. But you are running up the engine temperatures when you have more grill tape. And what you want to look at for engine temperature mainly will be your water temp, which is that third gauge right there from left to right. It's at about 230.
I can smell that brain fart from here.
I appreciate you for subscribing, No Limit Phil. Thank you. Alright, we're going to do a little bit more practice. We're third fastest so far. Good to see it. And I think we've got a good qualifying set. I'm feeling pretty confident that we can start near the front in this race. It's really just going to be how do we hold up as a run goes on, because like I said, the thing can get pretty tight around here, and as we saw last time out, we struggled badly on the exit of the corners. So I've tried to address that with my setup. Wait, how did Waltrip respond after the interview? I think somebody actually posted a meme about that in my Discord. He is, he's not pleased, to say the least. I haven't seen him yet here in practice. Alright, we'll go ahead and pit in here and jump into qualifying. Yeah, we are getting close to 600. The dream is alive and well. How's it going, Wade? I appreciate you being here.
Clear.
Alright, we're gonna go and take it into the pits right now. Just get it slowed up. This is gonna probably be the most dangerous part of the race for me.
Clear outside. Limit 55.
It's also not entirely clear where the limit starts, because I see a white line up here, but I swear I slowed down earlier in a practice session I was doing before I started the stream, and I got hit for speeding, so I don't know. What's up, Evan? You blew an engine with 5 to go because you had 100% grill tape? Yeah, so I'll show you right here, actually. Where'd you find the Discord? Let me see if I have it linked in my description. If not, you can find it on some of my older streams. Let me see if I have a link, actually, for you. Maybe somebody can help me out and post a link to it that has the link to it, because I can't really tab out at the moment being in an NR2003. You're almost at 200, just taking your time. That's good, man. That's really an attitude you have to have, because like I've been on YouTube for a year plus now, and I'm just getting up to 600, and there was a long time where it was in the double digits, and you just have to stay positive about it and just appreciate what you have. You just finished an iRacing race. What were you running, man? Lots of interesting races this week. I'm gonna hedge my bets that it was something at Talladega. Am I right? Oh, with AI players. Okay. That's what's up. So it could have been at Talladega. Okay. We're gonna go number 1 right here. I'm calling it. So we got this thing rigged to blow up.
Okay, here comes your first time.
It took you over 12 hours. What the heck? Hey, maybe it wasn't at Talladega. Ah, there we go. Thanks for posting the link. Good mod. I showed up recommended out of the blue. That's good, man.
One more lap.
Yeah, I have a few videos that have done decently well. You know, I promote myself on Reddit and stuff sometimes when I think I've got a particularly good video. Alright, a great lap time there in the 37s. Like I said, this thing is souped up to fly here in qualifying. It's going to be a lot harder in the race, though, because I have to go with a much different setup. You thought being in clean air would save your engine? Yeah, clean air isn't, in terms of engine temperature, it's not as much of a thing in NR2003 as it is in iRacing. You do get a little bit hot in traffic here, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So, my setup that I'm going to run in the race is this here race quali trim, and then my qualifying setup is Q. So with Q, I have 95% grill tape, so I had the engine like rigged to blow up after 2 laps. With quali trim to run 100 laps, I only have it on 55. And yeah, we were flying right there. So this is the setup we're going to run in the race. I've worked a lot on it. You see, I actually have like 4 different setups here, which is a lot of work. A lot more than I usually do, but you see with qualifying, we have a bit more aggressive of a setup. So we're going to take this setup, we'll jump into happy hour, just practice getting it into our pit stall real quick, and then we'll get the race started.
Limit 55. Keep it under 4,500 in second. Okay, you're clear of
Oh,
pit
you
lane.
were running, what's that, Laguna Seca?
Don't merge yet.
Do they have Laguna Seca available? Or am I thinking of the wrong track? God, 12 hours racing with AI, that sounds like a challenge to say the least, man. You know, I've run quite a few races with the Oval AI they have out now on iRacing, and it is good. There's a few kinks to iron out for sure. I think the best I've seen so far is the Charlotte AI. I think it runs really well. I don't think it's quite yet on the level of NR2003. There's still a few like quirky things that happen, but NR2003 AI has the same thing. Alright, so we'll do one more lap here, pit it in, and then we'll get the race started. So we're going to be coming from the pole today. We've got the season on the line. I want you guys to let me know what you think of our possible finishing position.
Clear.
Oh, we're going in. Newman clipped me. So, let me know what you think of the possible finishing position. Wow, that was the tiniest little touch, and I just backed it right into the wall. Yeah, that's a hard balance to hit, Dominic, because the cars do really get tight bad on an R2003, so you have to be careful with that sort of thing.
Limit 55. Keep it under 4,500.
Oh, Newman took me down.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
He said, "You're not making the chase, bud." Alright, we're just gonna go around, get onto pit road, and we'll get into the race. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. God, this pit road is so, like, it just feels like, yeah, it feels like that. Alright, I'm ready. Wrecked twice in happy hour. Let's do this. Alright, so let's take a look at the starting grid here. We have Elliott Sadler in second place. Very interesting. Johnson, Gordon, so we have to look out for Jimmy Johnson there. He is in 10th position in the chase, so we will be contending with him. Matt Kenseth is 18th in the field. That looks good. How about Waltrip? He's going to be running 13th, so that's going to be tough. We do have Morgan Shepherd here. Thank goodness Kyle Busch did not make the show. John Andretti is slacking at the back, pretty far off, 2 seconds off the pace. All right, I think we're going to get started here, but I will take a quick bathroom break before we jump into it, so I will be right back. It'll be 1 second. All right, I appreciate you, Dominic. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for saying that. That's really nice of you. All right, we're going to get started here. You finished second because you ran out of gas at the last minute. It was 6 laps to go, and then the safety car came out. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. You know, it's funny. I know drivers are not opposed to peeing in their seat, but I don't know if I could ever pull that off. Here, T150 is a good budget wheel. I had to make it a. Oh yeah, the T150 has served me well for 3 years at this point, I think. I haven't had any issues with it other than I accidentally broke the handle on the clamp off, but I have had no issues with it otherwise. All right, so it's 82 degrees. That is pretty good weather for us. And let's get this started. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm sure, some of you guys have seen it, but last year when I ran the iRacing Indy 500, under caution, I had to stop in my stall and go to the bathroom because I just don't have the bladder. Alright, let's get this going. Season's on the line. It's time to clutch up and put in a good result. Yeah, with the popularity of sim racing and the way the world is at the moment, sim equipment is at a premium. So I can understand some frustration with that. Alright, here we go, guys. I will not.
Flag. You pass us to a stop.
Drivers, start your engines.
We're gonna use our one restart in the season mode right there. Nobody needs to know about what just happened, okay? You had to do that in the third split Daytona 500? That sucks. I mean, it's... at the end of the day, like, I'm not peeing in my chair to win an iRacing race or to finish in the top 5, so And I think I did when I went during the Indy 500. I didn't even lose anything. I lost like a couple spots out of it, so it was no big deal. All right, we're gonna let the pace car go a little bit. We're gonna pretend that. Yeah. I know. Give me a hard time. Imagine passing the pace car. Isn't that crazy?
Get ready now. Going green.
All right, we're gonna give the pace car a bit of a berth here. Look, I had the right to go. Am I gonna pass him again?
Green flag.
All right, I got the green that time. We're all good. Actually, a really good start there as I rocketed away from the AI. All right, let's do this. Oh, you still got P2 in the 500? That's great, man. Even with the bathroom break, attaboy. Although, I mean, I know super speedway racing is challenging, but starting a few spots back in that is not as difficult to overcome as on some other tracks where it's a lot harder to pass. So I would probably be willing to take the bathroom break at Daytona. But nicely done, man. I actually didn't run the 500 this year. Just wasn't up to it. But I'm definitely looking to the Indy 500 coming up next month. I'm going to be running that for sure. That is my jam. And hoping to finish a bit better than 9th this year. I learned so much from last time. It was my first time doing that race. My first time racing an Indy in the current Indy cars. And I definitely gained a lot of knowledge, and I want to apply that this year. And I know the 24 hours of Nürburgring is coming up. I believe this weekend, actually. Like in 2 days, tomorrow. So that is an exciting thing. Definitely going to be checking that out. Of course, I will not be participating. I have no skill for that. Hello, welcome. AI seems too easy. You use 102 on super speedways? On speedways mostly? Yeah, I mean, I ran 99 last time and I struggled pretty bad. I'm not the best. You'll see, they're gonna catch me. This is also OG Michigan. I don't know if you run that on the original track, but this track has always been a tough one for me, especially on the exit of the corner. I just don't know what setup adjustment to use to target it. I try changing the compression a lot and it doesn't work. Oh nice, you're gonna be running the Indy series. That sounds very cool. Yeah, Indy used to be my main series that I ran on iRacing as well. Oh yeah, I know. Super Speedways, man. NR2003 Super Speedway AI, especially on the default tracks, is interesting to say the least. I've had a history of getting up to second place and then not being able to make a pass because they're so uncooperative. You'll probably do Talladega tomorrow on iRacing, yeah. Especially after having driven so much, you probably want to be fresh and in a good mood to run Talladega because that can get pretty annoying pretty quickly. And oh boy, we're getting caught by 10th in points. That is not good. At least we're leading some laps here. Well, yeah, that's the thing. is that I start to get caught once the car falls off a little bit, and then I get under pressure and I start to make mistakes. And if you guys watched my iRacing Richmond video today in ARCA, I definitely crumbled at the last part of the race. And that's just I would say that's a lack of experience on my part. I've not been in that situation too much on iRacing, and so like I kind of didn't have my head in the right spot. We're gonna drop into second here, starting to lose a little bit of speed. Yeah, that's a very good point. On a lot of OG super speedways, it's just like, all right, the leader is gonna go to the outside, and okay, the guy next on low lane passed him, and the leader moves up, and there goes the guy on the bottom again. It's definitely a hug the bottom simulator at a lot of super speedways. So we'll flip-flop there with Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, that's one thing I'm really looking forward to on iRacing. I haven't run it since like it first came out.
I can smell that brain fart from here.
I appreciate you, Danny. Thanks for subscribing. But I was talking about when iRacing AI first came out, I ran it at Daytona, and the pack racing was kind of static, which I guess is more realistic than the whole low line always wins thing. But it just seemed like, you know, a wall of cars that weren't moving, and then I just blew my engine because I had nowhere to go. And the AI didn't have to deal with temperature, and no, Terry Labonte is out. I hate to see it. I appreciate all you guys for watching. We are getting close to 600 subs, so if you want to help me out with that, that would be much appreciated. As that would be a huge milestone for me. Road upwards always feels good, but I really just appreciate you guys for watching. Alright, I'm mirror driving it now. Yeah, them being static ruined it for you? I don't. You know, I think it's got the potential. Like, it just needs to be tweaked a little bit, and it'll be right there. Okay, I made a late move to defend. That really didn't work. I don't think we're going to be able to make it stick out here. Newman's going to come through as well. Not good. Well, yeah, that's the thing. They have all the time in the world to tweak it and make it great. You know, NR2003 had one chance. I mean, they had previous games, but, like, they released, what, like one patch? 2 patches? iRacing has until the end time, as far as I am concerned. Oh, we got wrecked by Newman, in happy hour. Let's see if we can avoid doing that here. As I think the lead's gonna wander off into the distance there. Getting started in the YouTube streaming game. Any pointers? I mean, I'm no big star, but I would really say, first and foremost, just run something you want to do and you enjoy doing. That is the biggest thing. Because, man, you know, I am a small YouTuber and I don't release that much content. I try and keep up every day. But I'll tell you, burnout is a real thing. Like, if you're not running something you want to run and you really enjoy doing, it's really easy to get demotivated.
You're back in second.
Yeah, it is kind of cool to wing it around the outside when it works for you. You feel like a beast sometimes. Alright, so we are clear in second now. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with NR2003 that I think will make it you know, kind of forever safe from being killed by iRacing's AI is that, you know, you have the endless tweakability where iRacing, you know, obviously you can change certain things with AI, but you're not going to be able to change the tracks, you know, unless they add it. Change conditions and stuff, but you're not going to be able to go in and tweak numbers and, you know, make the AI pile into each other, drive 2,000 miles an hour, or whatever it is you might want to do. But yeah, no problem, Phil. I got you, man. Other than that, I would just say, you know, like I said, do what you want to do and just really, like, try and be yourself, man, because, again, like I said, you know, the burnout can be a real issue because it's going to be a grind to grow. And, you know, you have to be ready to, you know, hang in there for a while, especially if you're running like kind of niche content. Depends on, you know, what you want to do. If you want to do sim racing, I mean, it's a lot more popular now, but it is still a fairly niche thing, so you have to be ready to accept that it's not maybe gonna draw the biggest numbers. I mean, there are some sim racing channels that are huge at this point. Of course, if you follow NR2003, you definitely know about Cody H Gaming. That's why we need NR2020. Yeah. The dream. Alright, how we holding up here? So we're going to start lap 19 in 3rd position. Looks like we're all good to pit at the halfway point, assuming all goes green. Our tires are wearing out a little bit, but still been alright with pace, able to hang tough. Seemed like last time out here we got a bit stronger as the run went on, like deep into the run. But yeah, that's that's what I'm saying, you know. Not that many people are going to go looking for NR2003. But I think the cool thing about being in a niche community, not to say that, you know, I don't think 580 subscribers isn't awesome, because it is, but you have, you know, these people who really care about what you're, you know, running, and these people who are very passionate about it. And I've like learned so much from people and just had so much fun talking about like just what we were earlier, you know. We can all bond over the fact that the Super Speedway AI on NR2003 is a bit goofy. Like, you know, and I really appreciated that about this community. I'm gonna try not to get too cheesy and romantic about it. I drive as hard as I can most of the time. Not really on the extreme edge. It's more like, I would say I'm driving maybe 90% a lot of the time. You can see it in some of my videos where I wreck on the last lap that I turn up the wick a lot if I feel like I can gain something out of it, but I really, especially on longer races, I don't want to be driving 100% like as hard as I can, because I'm just not going to be able to do it for 100 laps while trying to read chat and, you know, battle with the AI and stuff. And we're barely holding on to the top of the groove now. It's starting to get a little bit snug. Oh, yep. You're gonna get an agreement out of me when you say that. Alright, so we're coming to quarter distance here. All's been pretty good so far. I would definitely take this result with some laps led. And it's going to be interesting, you know, if it goes green when we get to pit stops, how that's all going to work out. We're hanging good here in the middle of the run, actually closing down Gordon a little bit. Seems like on a lot of tracks, you know, there's that hard early part where my tires start to burn away and the AI is still a little bit faster. And then as we get deeper into a run, I start to come good against the AI. So, we'll have to see. Morgan Shepherd bringing up 42nd. We're going to be with him shortly. I've not seen a sniff of Michael Waltrip. He doesn't dare show his face in the top 10. Ooh. Yeah, I try and save my tires a little bit. I'm not very good at it is the issue. I think it's more like, I don't know, I just try and like run and kind of keep pace, you know, with the AI as much as I can. Like, I'm perfectly content sitting here in second, so whatever pace I need to drive to hold this up is what I'm going to do. Could I push and possibly get past Gordon right now? Yeah, but I don't think it'd be worth it for the tire's sake. There are some tracks though, like Indy, it is tough on the tires, like as it is in real life, but there is not a hope of me saving anything there. And this is sweet, streaming a little bit later in the day. We got quite a few people in chat that haven't gotten a chance to chat to too much before, so I appreciate it. And the race after this is going to be Bristol as well. That is going to be a tough challenge this late in the season with so much on the line. I'm definitely going to figure out something because the last race at Bristol was not good. F4, you got it. We're a little bit tight, it would appear. I assume you wanted to look at that, or did you want to look at the actual tire wear? Right front's a little bit more worn, so we are getting a bit snug here. Past quarter distance though, so we don't have super long to go on this run, maybe about 20 to 25 laps. Oh wow, the iRacing one is impressive. That is very tough for me to save tires in iRacing. I'm like, in a lot of races, I'm quite good in the early run, I feel. But I just like flounder in the late run. You can even see it on my latest video. Like, I just am bad at saving tires and I don't know how to drive on worn tires. But again, I feel like that's from a lack of experience. I'm sure if I grinded on iRacing all day, I'd be alright. Yeah, we're just going to ignore the right front burning to the ground. Nobody needs to worry about that. Also, Gordon's slowing down a bit here. Gonna have a chance to make a move soon. Oh man, I had to crack the throttle there on the exit. Not good. Came in a bit shallow to that corner, trying to see if I could get a nose in on Jeff, and it did not work out for me. Now Mark Martin's going to be here quickly. So we've kept the car all clean up to this point. They're so fast on the straightaways compared to Jeff. That's good suck. Mark Martin's right here with us. It's going to get interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's how I drive NR2003, as I listen more than anything. And I, like, am really used to the sounds and the visual cues and stuff of what's going on with the car. The force feedback, I mean, this is a 17-year-old sim, so the force feedback, you know, it's lacking a little bit compared to more modern stuff, so it's really a combination of, like, listening and watching what's going on. Bobby Labonte up to third now. Plowing tight, need some track bar in it. I like it. I don't think I've made a adjustment to my car, like, ever in this season mode. I like it though. Where's the track bar at? I adjust that in the car? Showing my ignorance. I rarely make in-car adjustments, even on pit stops. Well, this is gonna get interesting.
You're on the bottom, 3 wide, outside. The next car is the leader. Keep low. Still there. Keep low. Here comes the leader.
Door to door with Jeff, who's got the faster straight line. It's a drag race down the back.
Leader. Keep low. Clear. Outside.
Oh, we cleared for a moment, but he's able to carry more speed.
Next car is the leader.
F9, alright.
Keep low.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. If I do make that adjustment early on in the run, it might be a bit loose. Because I was having that issue in practice, actually, when I tried to loosen up the car to get it to turn better on the longer run. It was snapping loose sometimes very early on. It's tough to say. I mean, we're running well right now. It is tight, but hanging with the front group, so. This might be a decision I would leave up to a crew chief if I was an actual race car driver. I don't know, does the driver get the final say on all the adjustments? A couple turns is okay, alright. The thing is, like, middle, it can get really skittish. Like, when I'm picking up the throttle again, especially on the cold tires. Hermie Sadler is going to throw a pick here. Oh boy.
Car inside.
I think this was the wrong choice.
Still there.
Morgan, no.
Clear. Outside.
Dang it. Should have known. Always choose the inside.
Clear. Car outside.
I saw he did clip the wall a little bit. I heard it.
Car outside.
Dive back to the inside of Labonte. Hopefully Bill Elliott will serve as a pick for me.
Keep low.
Man, it's tough running side by side at the moment. Coming to get lap 38 now.
Stay low. Clear.
Morgan, bless up. That's alright, we'll probably see him again before all is said and done.
You're back in second.
Alright, tires starting to wear out nicely here. Now it's going to be about time to get some fresh ones on at lap 50. I probably didn't need to crack the throttle right there on the exit. Alright, I would say, you know, going back to that thought about the adjustment, I would say if I was like an anchor at this point in the run, if I was really losing out, I would definitely make changes, but I'm actually still able to hang with Gordon and even gain here in the draft, and I'm not really under attack. Kevin LePage, Pride and Joy of Vermont. I was gonna say Ricky Rudd, but that's Virginia. I don't know why I thought of him. Another B state, I guess. So much off throttle time at the moment. Coming up on the Daytona 500 champ. Try and get a quick update on how others are doing in the field. Mikey up in 11th, not great. Kenseth down in 17th, that's a bit better to see. Johnson in 7th. Yikes. Might be more likely to get within 400 of the leader, although I know Jeff Gordon is second. So we'd have to beat him as well. It's not a good race for our points, even though we're doing really well. Oh man, I'm hanging on to it on the exit of the corners. It's coming to get 59 to go now, so about 9 laps until I want to pit, ideally. Let's take it straight, half and half. I will respond if the AI does come in. I'm going to come right in behind them. So I do have enough fuel at this point to make it if I do fill up. Yeah, that Talladega thing, man. I think it wouldn't have nearly been as bad as if he didn't try and blame it on everybody else. If he would have just said, man, like, you know, you just make mistakes sometimes, and that was a mistake, then I think people would have let it go. Because we're actually able to slip up into the lead there, so nice work. Don't know that we're going to have the pace to pull on anybody, though. Have to wait and see. They will go too wide just about behind me, but they will have the benefit of the slipstream. And they're going to come charging back.
You're back in the lead. Good job.
Wow. Oh, there it goes. That was annoying.
Still there. Clear. Car inside. Stay high. Stay high.
That was definitely, if you want me to give a tip for any beginner drivers out here, recognize when you're not making the turn and just be willing to give up and lose a little bit of time rather than just plowing it straight in. That's not the easiest skill to acquire, but that is one I have for any beginners watching this. It's just don't have too much pride. Be willing to back out.
Car outside. Keep low. Keep low. The next car's the lead.
Alright, about 5 laps until we want to come down. Make sure we're packing it
Clear outside.
full of fuel for freshies. Man, I'm just not able to rotate off the corner. My straight line speed is saving me with the slipstream. Just really fast in the draft. Curious to see when the AI starts coming in. Wonder if we shouldn't pit a little bit early here.
Clear inside.
Yeah, turn 2 definitely will come and meet you. I think the thing with 4 is that it's kind of deceptive in the way that it runs away. You can get really lazy if you're not careful and run it out there. And the AI is extremely tough on the exit of the corner on the OG Michigan that I'm running. They just power off so nicely. Thinking about pitting. I don't really want to have to try and get on pit road with other contenders. Now, there is always the risk of a caution with the AI getting on and off pit road, and I get pinned a lap down and we're finished. Yeah, it is one big D. I'm gonna say that without smiling because I'm a mature adult. Jeff just stopped mid-corner. I was off the throttle.
Looks like we're running low on fuel. Is that fuel
Oh man, maybe it's time to come in.
Come on in.
Alright, we're gonna do it.
Car outside. Clear. Limit 55. Keep it under 4,500 in seconds.
That wall was trying to end my season, boys. Can't stop me. Staying really focused on the speed here because got hit with a random speeding in practice that I didn't agree with. Jimmy Johnson on pit road first, it looks like. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. I might come out right behind the leaders. Yeah, Richmond's the same shape. You know how I feel about that track. Yeah, I am gonna come out behind the leaders.
Go! Yes, we nailed that stop.
Good stop.
Work, guys. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
Yeah, we definitely lost a bit of time doing that nonsense, but we didn't wreck, so we're still in it. Now we go to the end. No caution. Go to bed.
Phew, I can smell that brain fart from here.
Thank you, Javi, the video game guy, for subscribing. It's like 8 p.m. over here. Remember, I'm in the West. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit past 8 p.m. Maybe it's more like 8:45. Oh, we're good on fuel. We pitted right at half, and we still had plenty in the tank. We'll be all right. I pitted earlier at the last race, and I made it just fine. So, I'm not concerned about the fuel right there. Yeah, we got a good stop, even though I bungled up the entry a little bit. We're going to gain a lot of time on these guys, hopefully, that are staying out, going long. Just to have to hope for no caution. So there they go. A lot of them anyway. Will we get back on the lead lap here? I think Elliott Sadler is going to prevent us. Getting a good toe from him, though. Is he going to come across? We're just going to have to go for it. We got to win.
Clear outside.
Where's Jeff? There he is. Oh, man, I'm up to speed. He's not quite. I think we're going to lose out just because of that little slip-up getting on pit road.
Clear inside.
Oh, boy. He's still not quite all the way up to speed. I think the undercut's just going to work.
The leader's pitting now. Outside.
Ho, ho, ho. We pulled it off, gentlemen.
Clear outside. You're now in the top 20.
That should be virtual P1 right there. Assuming we get out ahead of everybody else. Bobby Labonte, he was close to us as well. Bobby able to park it on the bottom. Not quite gonna get him, although he's not all the way up to speed. Trying to show your message. Apparently run her deep is a bit too lewd. I think a lot of racing terminology gets held for review. I'm coming down his inside. Gross. Turn. Okay. It's first place. We come out behind Kevin LePage due to a scoring error. Kevin LePage is now the leader. Alright, it's going to be 46 to go now. All good on fuel. Back in the lead, gentlemen. We can lead the most laps if we lead from here on out. Just got to be careful handling LePage here. Oh man, he's so slow right there. I had to hold up a lot getting back on the throttle. Hopefully he'll pick off Jeff a little bit, maybe slow him down. No. Of course, the NR2003 AI can't pass a lapped car when you're simulating races or watching them, but they'll just fly right past him when you need them to slow up, when you're the one driving. Kevin LePage fan club. It's going to be a duel now. I'm gonna watch from the beginning. I appreciate it, man. Enjoy. Of course, if you are just coming in, this VOD will be uploaded like all the others. Just take some time after the stream. Jeff's gonna get there. I think we just try and hang on here in the early part of the run. As we saw, we were pretty good, at least compared to the AI later in the run. It was a bit of a tight race car, but wow, look at this race for the lead. It's about to be 3 going off into 1.
Stay high. The next car is the leader. You're up top, 3 wide. You're up top, 3 wide. Inside.
We're back out.
Clear inside. Inside.
Try and power it around the outside here.
The next car is the leader. Still there. Clear.
We'll get clear. All this fighting's going to bring other guys into this race. It was a 3-horse race at one point. Wannabe Kevin Harvick. Yeah, I see people starting to get back in this race. I don't like it. If there's anybody I ever wanted to be, it was Jeff Gordon. That's my favorite NASCAR driver when I was a kid. So, no, I want to try and get this win here, although at the end of the day, second with laps led is not bad. Hello, Alex. Welcome on in, man. I appreciate you watching. 41 laps to go. No pitting necessary from here on out. We already made our stop. You just have to stand pat in this part of the run. It's where the AI is better than me. The latter 25 laps is what we need to get to.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep digging.
He's racing this weekend? Who, Jeff? At Dega? Sign me up to watch that. I've enjoyed the Pro Invitational for the most part. I like what they've done with it. It's just good to see some racing, although exciting news about Darlington bringing the season back in May, huh? I don't know if everybody's heard about that yet. Well, I think we're going to see Morgan Shepherd again soon, so all who were disappointed that he got past so quickly, he will make a second appearance. That's the good thing about Morgan, man. You can always count on us passing him at least 2 or 3 times, so he gets a lot of screen time. He's a man of the people. Kane just hanging on to a second back here. You just said your rating, so Timmy Hill always creams the field. That's pretty funny. That reminds me, back when I tested to see if car ratings affected the user player car, and I did that video, I accidentally left the ratings of the Enchilada Alley Goward car at 100, so I was doing a race on that car set and he was just crushing everybody, and I was so confused. I didn't realize what was going on for quite a while. Yeah, get your amens back out here, gentlemen. Every time Bobby tries to make a move, I just have the slipstream. He's not able to do it. Slipstream OP. It's definitely keeping me with these guys. You know, I've always wondered, do you think Enchilada Alley and the default NR2003 car set is a dig at EA? It has to be, right? Unless that's like a 7-Eleven thing or something, or some actual real business. Man, we got all the boys up here. Morgan Shepherd, Ricky Craven getting into it for like 40th position. Is Ricky really that far down the field? No, I think he's a lap ahead of them actually. Tough to be running 40th and have 35th a lap ahead of you. Jeff, of course, will not get slowed up at all by the lapped cars.
That car's a lap down.
Right, 33 to go.
Car outside.
Good on fuel.
That car's the leader. Still there. Clear.
Jeff got slowed up a little bit there. Morgan making a move. This might get interesting. That time I tried to go to the inside and Jeff kind of came down and I got scared and I backed out. Now leader's gonna go 3 wide. Hopefully we can just follow him through. Do we go 4? Do I have any takers for 4 wide?
You're on the bottom, 3 wide, clear.
Nah, we're not quite gonna be 4. Gave us a little bit of a gap to Bobby Labonte, although I'm sure he'll be back with us soon. This slipstream is just really good here. All right, 31 more. Man, the myth, the legend, Ricky Craven up next. Casey Kane lurking in the top 5 now. This is the default settings for the 2004 Splash and Go mod, so whatever they have it set as is what I have it set as. This is just their default 2004 season ratings, and I just kind of grouped the drivers I wanted into a roster. I didn't change anything with their cars or their ratings. Make sure we don't let Jeff get away here. Really want to make sure Bobby doesn't get past me, so we're gonna sneaky block him down. Have I ever considered upgrading my SimRacer? If you're talking about upgrading me into a better racer, then yes, I have considered that many times, but talking setup, yeah, I would like to, I've upgraded my pedals from where I started. I used to have the base T150 pedals, which were just kind of plastic. They had no resistance or anything. Those served me well and were fine, but I upgraded to the Pro load cell pedals. And those are a bit better. Yeah, upgrade my sim rig. Okay, I see. I think like probably the next thing I would like to try is VR, although of course doing videos in VR isn't that great, but I just think it would be so cool to have and be able to race in VR. Other than that, like, I'm content with my setup. I mean, obviously, like, it would be cool to have a better wheel and stuff, but that is a very good point, Matthew. It is a lot of money, and when I've got serviceable equipment at the moment, I don't really see a necessity. As Jeff about made me plow into the back of him right there. I had to give it a little break to get it slowed down, and he kind of tricked me as he made me slow down right before I had to get back on the throttle, and that allowed him to get a bit of a gap. Sneaky there, Jeff.
That car's a lap down. Outside. The next car's the leader. Stay low. Clear outside.
Also, I do want to say that I appreciate you guys for watching. It's been awesome to get to chat with a lot of you tonight. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We are getting close to 600 subs, so it would mean a lot if you could help me out with that, especially if you do want to follow this season mode, other NR2003 stuff. Yeah, that's a point I've heard, that VR still has a little ways to come. I think triples would also be awesome to really set the immersion and stuff. Well, yeah, I've always been a preacher of you don't need the good, you know, $1,000 sim rig to compete. You can easily beat people on iRacing that have better rigs than you. It's skill at the end of the day.
Clear. That car's a lap down. Outside. The next car's the leader. Still there. The next car's the leader.
I think, you know, not necessarily a mistake, but something that people do, and there's some meta memes on like r/iRacing about it is they put a lot of money into their first setup, and it's like, yeah, you got a great setup, but you have to be sure that you want to invest the time that's necessary to get results with that setup. Oh yeah, I mean direct drive is a thing. Yeah, my T150 is served me well, so that is what I have to say about it. It has served its time in the trenches for me. I don't know how we're gonna make a move here, man. They're just so stuck in place. Wow, Bobby, power to the inside right there.
Stay high. Clear inside.
That was a crazy move. I think we can get him back though. It's gonna go a bit defensive. We're gonna go all the way down. Yeah, I mean, upgrading, you know, it can definitely give you an edge, but you have to be able to put in the time, you know, to get used to the new stuff. And, you know, I mean, a lot of the guys who run, you know, have pretty high ratings. I mean, obviously they have a great amount of skill, but they also put in a lot of time to get there. You know, you're not getting 4K iRating just from running a couple races. I mean, I think my biggest flaw with iRacing is that I practice too much and I don't just run, man. I'm so
You're back in second.
so wanting to be able to compete that I'm not actually letting myself compete. I've had a really low amount of races run for how long I've had iRacing. I mean, I'm sure not as low as some people, but I actually looked at my stats today. I think the thing that, I mean, I've only ever upgraded my pedals, and it definitely made me feel faster, at least. It made me feel more confident with braking, because now I have the kind of resistance with the Conical brake mod in there.
20 laps to go.
Alright, down to 20 to go. We're still holding on to second. Well, I'm not trying to give people a hard time about running a lot of iRacing. It's just, you know, if you want to be up in the 4K plus range, you're gonna have to run a lot. Like, it's just the way it is. It's like any game, you know, if you want to compete at a high level, you gotta grind. Sim. It's a sim. I turn up my nose.
That car's a lap down.
Terry Labonte back on the track. He's made it up to 42nd. He's really going to pinch Jeff Gordon there. It's going to slow all of us up. Bobby, I'm going to try and protect the inside. You have a look.
Outside.
Back away out of it.
Still there.
So if you can't use Labonte as a pick on the exit.
Too low.
He's somehow faster than me and Jeff Gordon.
Too low.
Okay.
Clear outside.
It took 10 years to get 4K.
The next car's the leader.
Dang, man, you've been on it for a while. That's what's up, though.
Too low.
I
Too low.
can't remember the exact number. I want to say like I have 170 starts on iRacing maybe total.
Still there. Still there. Clear.
It's something really low for like the amount of time I've owned it. Terry in 42nd, powering past Jeff Gordon in the lead. Who would have seen that one coming? Jeff very slow, still can't get past Labonte. It's going to get interesting here. This might be our chance. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold it for the rest of the race though, but have a go.
Still there. Here comes the leader. Clear.
Oh, we're not going to be able to keep it down. Labonte's going to get to the inside.
Inside. Still there. Clear inside.
Threw away 3 months of progress. Yeah, that's the thing with iRacing. Like, if you're really focused on iRating, it can get very frustrating because you can lose a lot of iRating for something you can't control. Yeah, I wish, like, I think about a lot, like, starting to take iRacing more seriously, like, with the amount of money it is and, like, the time I have invested in it. Even with not a lot of races run, I feel like I should take it more seriously sometimes. I'm talking about, like, grinding races, like, doing a lot more actual racing and, you know, learning a lot more. Yeah, Terry not doing too good. How many laps? 1 sec. Let's get through 3 and 4 here. Terry serving as a bit of a pick, although we know he's got speed. Alright, we are coming to get 14 to go now. Just good on fuel. Tires are starting to wear in. It's going to be a battle. Gordon losing out bad with Terry Labonte there. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you want to run iRacing seriously, you have to be willing to put down some money, at least for tracks and cars. But I did run iRacing for quite a while on a potato laptop. I'm talking like people would ask me if they had damage, and I'd say, I'm not sure. I can't even tell. But yeah, that is a good point. Like, especially, you know, if you take it really seriously, somewhere along the way, a lot of people forget that it's supposed to be fun. And like, I do take it seriously when I'm running, but if I'm not having fun, then I don't even want to do it. Yeah, that's the other thing with the iRacing content model, you know. Once you get far enough in, you know, you just kind of maybe try and forget how much you've actually spent. I mean, it sucks that there's a barrier for people in that regard, but racing's always been for people with money.
Just 10 more to go.
Maybe that was controversial to say, but at least at a high level. Alright, we're coming to get 9 to go now. Pulled a bit of a gap behind. This is our strongest part of the run. Just gotta be careful with the lap traffic. You ready to protect the inside if somebody gets a run? Let's try and see this out. Oh yeah, for sure. There are discounts along the way, you know, if you buy in bulk and stuff. Doing good. I almost ate it trying to get on pit road. I was facing a wall doing about 70, but I wrestled it back in, and we're coming to get 8 to go from the lead now. It's been all green. All good on fuel. Just gotta try and see it out.
That car's a lap down.
Yeah, that's the thing, Chris. Like, if you think of the total cost, it's really easy to like get discouraged by that sort of thing. And I know, you know, I've spent too much money on iRacing. But, you know, the way I look at it now, it's just like a cost that I've accepted. It's been a few years, like, it's just like normal for me now. I think that's the biggest step. You know, a lot of people have their sub and they have a lot of content at this point. Like, they're in sunken cost. Focus up. People always trying to tell me not to read the chat. Scott Riggs, huh? You try racing eventually? Yeah, I was gonna mention, you know, if you have a PC that's at least somewhat capable and you have a rig, it's like $10 for 3 months. You know, you get a bit of content to try out, oval stuff. Rookie Street Stock is hilarious. I know people don't like it and they just want to survive and they want to get out, but that's probably some of the most fun I had on iRacing, running those Rookie Street Stocks. It's just like so funny. We overshot. We're gonna get past unless I can get down. Ooh. Well, yeah, that's another thing. You can really get into a trance. You know, you see, oh my God, like Cup cars at Talladega. Like, that sounds so awesome. Or, you know, as you progress the licenses, that's the biggest thing. Like, I'm glad I got my A oval out of the way. I tried to discourage Bobby, but he's gonna get to the inside with 5 to go. Come on, turn.
Phew, I can smell that brain fart from here.
What's Terry Labonte doing? Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you for subscribing, man. Come on, Derek, go low. It's winning time, gentlemen. You never had to do, oh yeah, the Legends. I remember, well, I knew about that. I didn't run it, but you know, it's funny. I think a lot of people, you know, they cower at the thought of Rookie Street Stock, or they want to just get out of it. But the thing with oval rookies, you can't go back once you hit the C license, so you'll never get that experience again unless you know, buy a second account or something. So I think it's something to treasure and just enjoy while you're there, and that's how you really learn to race. I think too many people, you know, really try and avoid racing, and they, you know, just don't want to get involved. And while, you know, that may be good for safety rating and maybe even iRating, it is a good place to learn some racecraft, especially if you're new to multiplayer sim racing. Start branching out. Alright, 2 laps left. Seeing Tony Stewart get shredded. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, the other thing that iRacing does have is that you can race with professional race car drivers if you're in a good enough split. Yeah, I really wish, like, I guess it's to prevent ringers and stuff. But the thing is, like, the Miatas are super competitive at the high splits, so I don't know why they couldn't just do it in street stock. But it's what it is. Alright, let's finish it out. White flag, gentlemen.
Come on, bring it home. Keep low. Still there. Clear.
Scott Wimmer tried his best to slow me down.
Still there. Stay low. Clear.
I'm parking it on the bottom. He's not going to get to me. We're going to keep the season alive again, gentlemen. Yes! Oh, we're going to win the GFS Marketplace 400. It was looking touch and go there for a bit.
You're okay in my book.
And I'm okay in Duke Nukem's book. Telling an A-class dude to go back to the cup cars. Yeah, you might have some bushwhackers if they let, you know, higher class people come run the street stocks, but that's funny stuff. Well, we get the win at Michigan. We're going to keep our championship hopes alive. We'll have to see where our other contenders finished. Jimmy Johnson 10th, so we'll gain on him. Kenseth 11th, Waltrip 13th, so they didn't make it easy for me. So we're going to have to compete next time out at Bristol, but I really appreciate you guys for being here, talking with me, and we'll celebrate our win.
The race is over. Come on in.
There we go. What is... Oh, I gotta shift. I know what I'm doing. Like, why isn't the car moving? Taking it out in neutral would help. Alright, let's hop out of here. Export our results. Make sure we got those. As this round 23. Huh. Yeah, it's nice to see somebody on iRacing for the first time, you know, trying out things. Even if they're not a pro driver, it's cool to see somebody kind of have that first experience. Yeah, we're getting close to the chase. We got Bristol, California, Richmond. That's it. Tony Stewart, get wrecked. 42nd. Terry Labonte, 41st, 6 laps down, battling with the leaders there at the end. My guy, Morgan Shepherd, in 39th. Strong finish for him, and we get the win. All right, well, next time out, we're going to be at Bristol. I really appreciate you guys for being here, chatting with me. Definitely won't be as long of a wait for Bristol. Possibly tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I do need to figure out what track and what I want to use, because last time we did Bristol, it was just a massacre. So appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.